Of course. Ah, there we go. Cool. And I always fucking don't make this shit in the audio it's supposed to.
So you
Okay.
you selected your starting stats, right?
That is what I am doing
Even if you
current.
didn't, we can just go through that later. So let me
Yeah.
open up by saying welcome back to another episode of Discussion Interrupted. This week we are going to start, and we're going to see how long we want to run with this. We might run with this for a while. I'm not sure, but we are going to start a campaign using the Monster of the Week system, which is based off of the Ready for the Apocalypse. That right? That's the system. Um,
Yep.
yeah. So this is a system called Monster of the Week. We'll go over kind of the differences and everything in a little bit. But I just want to introduce, as usual, I am Justin. Joining me is our normal crew of my brother Ryan and little brother Travis.
Hello.
And then we are
Hello.
extremely excited to have back Steve. Say hi, Steve. Steve. You're just gonna keep me hanging, or can you
I'm still having the technical difficulties.
Oh, okay. Steve is having technical mic difficulties.
I don't
I
get
wonder.
why.
I'm not sure, and I don't. You're not showing up in the Roll20. Well, you are, but I don't see your little icon thing. So
No, because I just switched back to Discord, and yeah, me and technology, this doesn't work.
well, you have your paper thing. So I mean, when I need you to look at the paper, the only thing the Roll20 has is this is going to have the if you want to
Map.
roll on the Roll20, and it has the map for reference technically. Um, So, and yeah, that's about it.
All right, I'm gonna go grab some dice.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that.
Actually,
Okay, good. I'm
Justin,
gonna grab my tower.
Oh my god.
Justin,
Yes.
why don't you give me control over Steve's character too?
Okay. Yeah, let me do that. Journals, Roy, and yeah, let me fix that.
And I do not remember where I put any of my dice.
I can provide the D&D dice ASMR.
Well, there you go. So Ryan has your character sheet, so we can have that updated, and you have it in person because Steve is very old school. Um,
To say the
and
very least.
yeah, and you can roll dice how you want to. It's fine. Okay, so let us get started. So the monster of the week is modeled after those TV shows where a new monster or a new threat happens every week that they have to face off of, and there's usually a big bad or some kind of overall plot throughout the entire TV show. The one show that always comes up that is basically seen as like the show that this is based upon is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We're gonna take ours in a little bit of a different direction and go with our favorite monster of the week category, which is anime. So we're gonna try and make this feel a little bit more like an anime because we feel like anime is very monster of the week style. So that's what we're gonna kind of do. Um, I have, I am the keeper. As the keeper, my job is to build the world and kind of make it feel alive and fill it with people for them to interact with. Unlike D&D, there's not a lot of like encumbrance stuff or like a lot of like moving or anything like that. This is very much supposed to feel like a mystery and feel like a need to talk to people and figure out things. And yes, there is combat and there's a lot of danger and there's a lot of intrigue. But it's not the very I have my sword and let me attack this person kind of thing that D&D is all like that's all you do in D&D. But this is more of a figuring out and fleshing out characters and fleshing out stories kind of thing. So I have a general setting. I have a behind the scenes overall overarching thing that's going on. I have monsters to throw at them, and that's basically how this works. So what we're going to do is I have a little setup thing to read, a little setup thing that's going to set up where we are. And then when we get to the end of that, we're going to introduce the characters and do a little bit of character building and discussion of as to who each of our players are playing and how they know each other and how they fit into this world. And then we're going to take it off from there. And that's how we're going to start. So without further ado, this is a story that we are calling Hereditary Robotics. And there's going to be, you're going to figure out where we're going with that over time. The players don't even fully understand what that title really means. So,
No.
yeah, so without further ado, let us get this started. Everyone ready? Everyone good?
Yep.
Yay!
Okay. Take a drink. A dark and forbidding city lit
Let's
only...
get this party started.
Thanks, Steve. Fuck you. We missed you so much, buddy.
Good.
A dark and forbidding city lit only by the vast amounts of neon lights and advertisement lies under a heavy curtain of rain. The overpopulated metropolis of Gantic looks beaten and defeated, carrying scars of the hardship it has endured since its golden days. The people scurry through the streets, dodging the overflow of people that seem to come through the streets like blood through the city's veins. Compounding Gantic's problems have been increasing reports of monster attacks through the city. Most people disregard these as rumors or ramblings of crazy people or a lie being told to them by the very untrustworthy news. Our attention is drawn to the Turin district in the city's northeast, where a sharp alarm has been sounded in a local fish market. Inside, an enormous monster with the upper half of a bear and lower half consisting of 8 giant tentacles has ripped through a fish market, destroying tanks and displays. Amidst the onlookers, a peculiar man dressed in a long coat pushes through the crowd and stands in front of the creature. He pulls a cigarette out of his mouth and throws it to the ground before slowly drawing a sword from a scabbard. A grimace crosses his face as he squares up to the monster, and with a sweeping motion of his sword, he runs at the Beartopus. The creature sees him and catches him by surprise with a sweep of a tentacle, throwing him against the wall, smashing glass tanks. He slides to the ground unresponsive, and the creature goes back to attacking the other fish along the opposite wall. The crowd that was at the door scatters, running from the shop, leaving only 3 standing in the doorway. Okay. So that's the setup of where we are, and I didn't want to give too much away about the city because we'll get into that with more history and things as we start building everything. But that is where you guys start off. The 3 of you are standing in this doorway. So without further ado, who would like to go first to introduce us to the character and what your character is and a little bit of history on your character? Who wants to go first?
I guess I could go first.
Okay. So we're going to open Ryan's thing and take it away, Ryan.
Okay. In the doorway, you see well, at first, if you don't know what an android is, it looks like he looks like a taller human man, about 6'5". He's wearing a guard uniform, but all the patches have been ripped off of it in various places. And when you see his face, you could see that it's quite obviously not human, because instead of the blemishes of human skin, it is perfect and flat and a little bit rubbery and a little bit shiny. And right above his right eyebrow, there is what looks like a tattoo that says U13-37. And this is Unit 1337. He used to be a security android until very recently. And now he is wandering around looking for something to do and a new vocation for his life. I am using the playbook, the constructed, for he is an android.
Okay. Very cool. We'll get into connections in a little bit. So when you chose the constructed, you chose. There's a couple different things, and it's not showing up on the page currently because I think it's just showing just the main role play, the roll 20 page. But you were created to serve a specific function. You chose guardian. And
Yep.
then why are you no longer serving? Your creator set you free, so that all goes with that. And there's some other moves and stuff that we'll get into as we fight. And as usual, each person gets to choose some gear depending on their playbook. So the playbooks, just for anyone that's never played this, is basically your class. It takes all of the specifics of class, and instead of the 6 like wisdom and intelligence and stuff like that, this game runs off of 5 of them: charm, cool, sharp, tough, and weird. Those are the 5 things that we are going to be using and rolling on when we do roll.
No.
They're used when we do rolls, when moves are used.
Yes. What they're used, they are the pluses of the rolls.
Yeah. The same way that
Yeah.
wisdom and intelligence and yes. That's what I was saying, right? Yes. So there's basic moves. Basically how this works is as we go along, they're going to tell us they're going to tell me what they're doing. They're going to describe to me what they're doing. And then I am going to fill in if it warrants a roll based on the I think there's 5 of them, 5 or 6 different rules or different roles or different things that they can do, which is kick some ass, act under pressure, help out, investigate a mystery, manipulate someone, use magic, right? Use
Attack
magic,
someone.
big magic.
And there's other things too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other things. But yeah, so that's the basic roles. Yeah, and then there's some other weirder things that we can do, but that's the basic generic of it. So, but yeah, so that is what we are going to be doing. So that was Ryan's. Ryan is the constructed. Steve or Travis, would you like to go next?
Do you want to go first, Steve?
Go for it. I'm still working on. Yes.
Alrighty. I am Dave Sharp. I am a God, I don't know how to describe this anymore. I had an idea in my head. I'm a man in like a tweed suit without the jacket part of the suit on, so I just have the vest part on. I have a briefcase that is almost overflowing with tools in it. I have a pair of those steampunk goggles on my head. I'm the kind of scruffy beard, like used to be a dad looking person, but I am definitely not a dad because I do not like children whatsoever. So yeah, I am an action scientist, so I'm a cold and calculating person that makes machines and is always looking to fix something or break it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you chose action scientist, which is basically, as you know, it describes itself, is a scientist that fights and attacks, and you have some moves like making a machine and stuff like that at your disposal. So that should be interesting. Okay. And last, Steve.
So, my name is gonna be Roy Varel. I'm a teenager. Just graduated from high school. I'm about 6'1". No, kind of an average looking face. Pretty gothic in nature, just because timeline that we're in. I have
Okay.
black I have black and red hair. My left ear and my septum are both pierced, and I enjoy wearing black cargo pants because they have many pockets. I
Okay.
enjoy. I am one of four kids. I am also the youngest. I also do not get in trouble with my parents because I am my parents' favorite. So I enjoy staying out late, but I have the need to help people whenever I see someone in trouble. Um, Ow, Paisley, damn cat. Uh, I ride my bike everywhere, but I also like to tinker with my bike, so I built my bike from scratch.
Okay.
Um, I,
And I
I
think
think we lost Steve
we
again.
lost Steve again.
Motherfucker, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is gonna be quite a show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What was the last thing you guys actually heard?
He's a goth kid.
Yeah.
I'm what?
He's a goth kid that likes to ride his bicycle around and tinker with things.
Yeah. I also enjoy like hearing about like the olden day sports of like baseball because I figure baseball is not going to be the same now. So I kind of want to be like an old school like Red Sox fan because screw you guys.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Whatever you say, Steve.
Yeah, whatever.
You
Actually,
mean
sorry.
Ball?
Yeah, that's what it's called now. All right. I see how it is.
Okay.
But
Well. Yep. That.
but I
Okay.
just enjoy helping people. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we have a middle-aged scientist, a robot, and a teenager.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've described that, the only thing that we have to talk about before we move on to continuing the story is histories. So one of the things that this game likes to do, and you guys don't have to have a shared history, but it is something like because the whole thing is like you guys are working together. So the different like the two choices here are to either make it so that your first time meeting is at this scene, and the three of you were just the ones that stayed behind when everyone else ran, and the ones that deal with it, and then you guys can know each other from that, or you guys could have some kind of shared previous history. It's up to you.
Okay.
Uh,
The only thing I was thinking of as far as that is that Ryan could have come in to get repaired at some point, or like could have looked for me to get repaired at some point, and that's how we know each other. But I don't think I would know Steve personally.
Well, depending on like, do you have a shop that you sell and do things with? Because I
feel
could
like
have,
I would.
because I feel like I could have met you like trying to get parts for like my bike or something that weren't meant for a bike.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'll be a shop owner. I can own a shop.
Okay. And then the thing I was thinking is that the school trip, go to the museum, because I don't know if Ryan mentioned it, but he I think you did, but you were a
Yep.
security guard at a museum. So
Yep.
okay.
Oh, okay.
So loose connections. That's fine. It's not like you guys are already a gang investigating in this shit. So mostly you guys are going to be moving forward from this encounter and working together after this encounter. So we'll kind of figure that out. So I think we kind of have the ground rules for now. So like I said, this is going to be more of a talking it through, and I'm kind of providing the scenario, providing the people. You're telling me what you want to do, and then based on what you want to do, I make the decision whether a roll is warranted. So for this game, you roll two six-sided die. Yeah, two six-sided dice, and you add them up, and then add any relevant modifiers depending on what you are rolling. Like if you do kick some ass, then you roll plus tough. If you do act under pressure, it's plus cool, and that's the score that you have that's on your play sheet. And then if it is a 10 plus, that is you do exactly what you wanted to do with no downside. A 7 through a 9 is you do it, but there's some kind of consequence because it's kind of a medium thing. So you do what you want to do, but there's a consequence for being able to do it. And then a 6 and under is you fail, and I'm going to give you some kind of penalty for failing.
Make you
Thinking.
Right. But the cool thing is that every time you get a 6 or under, you get an experience point. Because the whole point in this game is you get experience from failing. So that's kind of cool. So that's one of the ways. One of the two ways that I'll be giving out experience is either when you get a 6 or under and you fail, or at the end of each episode, at the end of each session, I'll give out an experience point as well. So that will kind of allow us to move forward, and you guys can get a little more powerful because the final behind the scenes thing is pretty difficult. So that's how I'll make sure that you guys can get to that point without having to create like 2 more new characters. So yeah, okay, so we slide back into that scene. We just had like a flashback to the three of you. We just had like little flashbacks to you guys of who your character is and your history and all that kind of shit. So now we flash right back to that scene. You guys are standing in the doorway. This bear octopus monster thing is smashing up tanks and shoveling fish into its mouth as it does so. Yeah, there we go. That's where we are.
All right.
What would you guys like to do? What would you like to see? Like, this is in your hands. I can answer any questions about the scene. I can answer questions about the monster. I can answer just it's your world to explore.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Unit 1337 steps in to the doorway and steps up to the bear octopus, and he goes, "Halt!" And he puts up his hand.
Okay. I'm trying to think if a robot would be under pressure in this situation. I don't think it would be. I think you're pretty cool and collected. So I am going to say you put up your hand and halt, and he just continues doing what he's doing. He totally ignores you.
Go for it. Go for it, Steve.
So, Travis, what's your character's name again?
Dave.
The hardest of names.
The hardest of dad names.
How are we ever going to remember that?
I mean, also the fact that I didn't write it down. I wrote down Unit 1337.
What is yours, Steve?
Roy.
Roy.
Like in the show where Morty and Rick,
Yes.
there's a machine.
Yes.
I'm
yes.
Roy.
Yes, I got the reference.
Dave, let's get out of here.
Oh, who the hell are you, kid?
I've been to your shop. I've bought some things for my bike to soup it up a little bit, you know. But I think the robot thing is got under control. Let's get out of here.
I mean, you can run, kid. You probably should. This is a dangerous area, but I'm going to try to help as best as I can. And I draw my atomic pistol, and I aim it at the monster. and I
Okay.
would like to shoot it.
Okay, that's okay. So, see, you've described what you're doing. You shoot it. So this is a kick some ass roll. So I need
Okay.
you to roll 2d6 and add your tough to it.
Okay. Why is that? Whatever. I'm not gonna use roll 20 because that's too confusing. Okay. Tough to it. So that is a 5.
A 5. So you completely fail.
Okay.
Did you add your tough to that?
Yeah, I got 1 in tough. I got a 4, and then I have 1 in tough. So
Okay.
yeah, that was a 4.
Okay. Yeah, so with a 4 you fail, so you can take your experience point. But you're also going to take 2 harm as it misses.
Ooh.
And it hits one of the fish tanks in front of him. It startles him, and he whips one of his tentacles around and slams you into the wall.
Oh.
Kid, I'm
Okay.
just gonna help out. Bang. Yes.
Dave, I told you we need to get out of here.
Oh, I got it. It's okay.
This is already an anime. Unit 1337 steps up once again to the shark. Not the shark, the beardipus.
Beardipus.
And he steps
the
up
bear.
to it. And he goes, this is your final warning. Please halt.
So I am going to call this. I'm going to call this a manipulate someone. So I'm going to have you roll manipulate someone plus charm. Because you're trying to get him to stop doing what he's doing.
Fails.
Okay. We have some wonderful rolls right off the bat. Oh, I love
Showing
the
off-
I love
Showing off
the
the team already.
yeah, I love the little thing. That's a pretty big failure too. I'm gonna say that he gets really mad at you trying to interrupt him, and he's gonna take one of his claws, and he's going to just, as he's eating, he's gonna swipe backwards and hit you.
Okay.
And you're gonna take 3 harm from the claws.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're gonna take 3 harm, and you're gonna get knocked backwards. So you guys are doing some wonderful work right off the bat.
Oh boy.
So after the Beardipus knocked over my friend Dave,
Yep.
is the tentacle still pretty close to me, or did he retract them?
Yeah, they're kind of swishing all over the place as he's like doing things, because he's he doesn't have bottom bare legs. He's literally so this is something I'm gonna explain as we go on. Whenever I introduce one of these monsters, and each of these monsters are kind of related in the way of how I'm going to explain them, but they're all one monster type, and the monster type is literally half one monster and half another. So right down the center, the top half is bear. So bear, like from cutting a bear in half, the top part with the claws and the face is bear, and then from the bottom there is where the bottom of a octopus would start.
Oh, that's way worse than I thought it was. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
same.
God.
Oh,
Now-
fuck.
Now, I knowing the anatomy of an octopus, is the octopus side's mouth the bear's asshole?
Yes.
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 So
Why'd
it's
you
just
even ask? We knew
It's
this.
a beaky asshole.
Oh God.
Paisley, you're in the way. Ask, why are you attacking?
Yes. So it is literally half bear and half octopus.
Oh, okay. Well, this is gonna be a lot.
How do I
Stupider.
find a way around?
Yeah. Well, Dave, I'm not going to leave you here alone, and I don't think Unit 133. I don't think Unit 1733 is going to last too much longer against this thing. So, fuck it. And I pull out my little pocket knife multi-tool.
When I saw you chose that, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna use a pocket knife to attack these things.
It was either that or a baseball bat, and I don't think I have my baseball bat.
Okay.
So
It makes sense
I-
that a child has just a pocket knife.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take out my pocket knife, flip out the blade, and I'm gonna kick some ass and try to stab one of the tentacles into the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just for future reference, try and not say the actor on the agenda. Like don't say the move. So the way that this should work is you tell me what you're doing and then I interpret it. So this would definitely be a kick some ass, but don't say kick some ass. Just say I take my knife. So, because we're trying to craft a story. So just say I take my knife and I try and attack the tentacle, and then I go, okay, well then roll kick some ass. So yeah, so this would be a kick some ass. So to roll 2d6 and add tough to it.
5 plus 1 is 6, plus tough is 1 is 7.
Oh, so you got a 5. Okay, so you got a mixed success. Okay. So the mixed success. So you inflict the harm to it, but in doing so, the tentacle knocks. Your pocket knife gets embedded in the tentacle, and the tentacle wrenches the pocket knife out of your hand. So you don't have the pocket knife. But how much harm does it do? Because you do inflict the harm to it.
1 harm.
1 harm. Okay. Okay. So you inflicted 1 harm to it. Okay, so it has 1 arm. That was Steve. How do you run this ride? Do you go in turns, or you just go with whoever has an action that?
Usually turns become like a pretty fluid thing.
Okay.
I usually let everybody figure out their means of action, and then then we pretty much stick to that means of action unless somebody wants to skip
Okay.
ahead.
Well, I will let you guys keep on trying to think of things to do. Neither Dave
Okay.
or Unit 1337 is unconscious, so we can just continue in this order.
So, U1337 looks at the scar marks on his chest, and he goes, activating combat mode, and he puts his hand on his back, and he pulls from where his spine should be, just like he starts pulling up this gigantic broadsword that's like 3 feet long out of his back, and the whole time it's like sparking like electricity from his back,
Okay.
and all these like fins start opening on his back and on his upper arms, like expelling energy out, and the broadsword finally comes up, and it like the tip hits the floor, and he goes, sorry about this, and he swings at the bear to us.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I think I'm going to count this as one of our anime actions, and the next time you have to use cool, you have a +1 cool. Because I'm gonna count this as the first time you announce your attack. So, but this is a kick some ass roll, so roll plus tough.
Okay. Mixed success.
Okay. So you do the harm. Yeah, I'm gonna say you do the harm, but in the way of attacking him, you also break the fish tank that he was gobbling fish out of, and now you've pissed him off. So now instead of being just kind of upset at you guys, he's now full on like, fuck you guys, I'm done playing games kind of thing. So
Well-
how much harm does it do?
3.
Okay. So he does not look great as he does this.
I picture just slice like 4 tentacles off.
Oh yeah.
basically.
No, you
Yeah.
pissed him off. You majorly pissed him off. So he's now going to actively attack you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's rearing up to attack you. But I will make his action after. I'll let the other two get their actions in because they have now recovered from what they were doing. So I guess Dave or Dave or Roy, whoever wants to go, if either of you have an action.
I was going to get up from my wall after seeing this amazing machine do this, and I want to join him in combat. Oh, robot! That was amazing. Yeah.
I'm not a robot. I am an android.
Same difference. You have to show me
That's
how that.
racist.
And we've established Dave is a robot racist, but that's fine.
Well, I'm just going to help you out at least if I can, and I draw back my atomic pistol again and attempt to fire at it.
I would like to interrupt Dave,
Okay.
and I want to power of the heart when fighting a monster if you help someone type thing. So it's one of my moves.
Okay. Give me a second. Let me read it for everyone. You said power of the heart.
Yes.
When fighting a monster, if you help someone, don't roll plus cool. You automatically help as though you rolled a 10. Okay, so you're gonna. Okay, so what you need to do. So basically, what that means is you are going to think of an action that would help him out. So unlike D&D where you say I'm gonna do this, what you need to do is you need to in story explain to me what you're doing that will help Dave out. And then instead of rolling help out, which is one of the actions, I just say whatever you're doing succeeds and you help him out.
So I want to more or less brace Dave's back for helping with the kickback because maybe that's why he missed before.
Oh, I
So
love
I want-
that. Okay.
So-
me,
So I want to keep him stable.
child.
Okay, I like that. Okay, Dave, roll kick some ass and then add tough, and then you get a +1 on top of your add tough.
Okay. 7.
7 after your plus tough, or is
After both pluses, yeah.
after both
I got
pluses? Okay,
I
Travis
got a
is
5 + 1 + 1.
and Travis is not rolling great, but that's fine. That's a mixed success.
Yeah.
So you do your damage, which I'm gonna assume he only has one HP. It's not called. He has 1 harm left. So I'm gonna say that it does 1 harm. But in doing so, because Roy braced you, it shot through the Beartopus and it put a hole into the back wall. So now you did even more damage to this shop.
Oh no, okay. Okay.
So the Beartopus lets out one last scream and falls over, dead. So yes, the Beartopus is dead. It was ravaging this shop, and now it is dead.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
Unit 1337 takes the blade, looks at the monster on the floor, and replaces it back down his back and like this whole time he had been like leaking energy out of himself, and then suddenly all the like flaps go back, everything goes back down, and he turns back to Roy and Dave, and he goes, "Ah, excellent."
I go for a handshake. Hello. I'm sorry about before, Mr. Android. My name is Dave.
Hi, I am Unit 1337. My friends call me Leet.
Leet. Okay.
As you were having this conversation, let me grab his name because I have his name. Yes. Short, portly short, balding man, who is quite rotund, quite round. He looks like one more morsel of food will make him burst. Comes waddling out of the back room, very close to where that shot went through the wall, Travis.
Yeah.
He comes waddling out, and he just holds up his hands and goes, my shop! What happened to my shop?"
It would seem that a weird bear tentacle thing was trying to eat your fish.
He looks at you and he says, "What are you talking about?"
Well, it looks like
This. And Leet
this.
So-
points down at it.
So as you point down at it, you notice that as you guys were shaking hands, it is slowly dissolving into green liquid.
Oh,
I am going to walk over to where my multi-tool is, and I am going to pick it up with 2 fingers and kind of hold it away from me a little bit, like, what is this?
Okay.
I
So,
take
wait,
a vial
wait,
out of
wait,
my
wait.
briefcase. Oh, okay, sorry.
So Steve's action, I'm going to call that investigate a mystery. Because you're asking what is it or what happened here. So
Oh,
I
son
need you
of
to
a
roll
bitch.
plus sharp.
Okay. 2,
A
2, 4, 5.
5. Okay, so that is a failure. So as you pick it up, it burns you slightly. And you know it feels not right. It doesn't feel right in your hand, and so you have to drop it before you're able to get a good look at it.
I was gonna say I'm dropping it immediately.
Yeah.
Waving my hand in the air like, that's hot. It's hot.
Okay, and Travis, you said that Dave was doing something.
I was gonna grab a like a vial out of my briefcase, and I was also gonna fill it with some of the liquid to investigate it further.
You have a vial in your briefcase?
Well, I was thinking I had like some sort of engineering tools or something. I had something to put liquid in my briefcase.
Okay. Yeah, we'll call that. Okay, that's fine. Is that part of your gear?
I don't think so. It was just making it part of what my thing would look like. He would always carry something around for tools.
You may have
Because if he's an
toolkits containing
engineer-
everything you need for your normal science. Yeah, okay. You have a briefcase. You have a toolkit. Everything normal science, engineering, analysis tasks. Okay. Yeah, cool. That works. Yeah. Okay. So you have. So how are you? This is it's basically almost all dissolved at this point into like this green liquid.
I'm just scooping up some of the green liquid into a tube.
Okay. I am.
Be careful, Dave. It's hot. It's spicy.
I got this, youngster. Okay, I got this.
You know what? Fuck it. Do another investigative mystery. I want to see
Okay.
if you can.
What is the thing?
Because I'm trying to think. Because you're like scooping this liquid that's into the ground with just a glass vial, and that's not like an easy thing to just be like, "Oops, scoop," because it's not like in a tub or something.
Not only did
Oh.
he succeed, he got an advanced succeed.
Yeah, okay. You fill up your entire vial, and in the act of filling up the vial, you also notice that it's a weird it's a Newtonic or a non-Newtonic fluid, so it's like liquid, but then if it's held in a certain way, it's like starts to become solid kind of.
Ah,
So, you know what I'm talking about?
yeah. The what is the thing they call it on the internet? I don't know.
Like slime.
Slime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Or Gooblek. That's what I was looking for. Gooblek.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you
How's it
notice
black?
you notice that that's what this creature seems to like. As soon as you guys defeated it, it started dissolving into this gooblik. But the balding man yells, what happened here? I heard screaming and I stayed in my office and all of a sudden it stopped and look at my shop. It's all destroyed. Did you guys do this?
A little bit.
I would
A
like
little bit.
to say
A little bit.
I did not cause any of this damage, but I did see a weird explosion happen. I think.
Explosion. There was a giant beast in here.
Shush. I know.
Okay. Okay, Dave just opened his mouth. So now you're gonna have to roll manipulate someone plus charm and see if this guy believes you
God.
at all.
Oh no. Wait,
Which one?
which
Me?
one of us?
Yes. Because you were trying to bullshit him and Dave opened his mouth. So
2, 3, 4, 5.
yeah, that's not gonna he looks at you and he goes, "You teenager, I don't like when your types are in here. You stop lying to me. Let me talk to the adults."
Oh, fine. Go talk to the adults, you fucking balding fucker.
Dave, he turns to you and says, "What happened here? You seem the only one that can answer this question."
Well, it seems like there is some sort of mysterious creature that happened to do this. But it's gonna take some further investigation of whatever the hell it was made out of that I captured here. I'll have to get this back to my workshop.
I thought you were going to say, "Get it back to the lab." I'm going to be like, "What the fuck are you, Dexter?" He turns around and gives you a confused look and says, "What, that slime that was on the ground? That could have come from anywhere. Just stay here until the cops. I'm gonna go call the control. You stay here until control gets here."
Yeah, you do that. We'll explain everything to them when they get here.
He waddles off to the back and disappears into the room and back.
I grab the robot and kid and start pushing them towards the door.
I was gonna say, let's get out of here.
Excuse me, sir. We are. He told us not to leave.
Listen. He was just joking, Android. He was just joking. Okay, it's okay.
I told you my name. My name is Unit 1337. My friends call me Leet.
Yes, Leet. We have to get out of here. I have to get this back to my workstation, and I have to figure out what the hell is going on with this.
Okay. I will follow you.
Okay.
Before I leave, I'm going to see if there's any more of that liquid on my multi-tool, because I am not leaving here without it.
I will say there's a small sliver of it on the multi-tool.
I am gonna grab it from where that stuff is not on it.
And like wrap it in a cloth or something.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my shirt and grab it with my shirt.
Okay, that works. You have your multi-tool that now has goop on it.
Yep, and I'm throwing it right into my pocket.
Okay. So you guys are leaving?
Yeah.
As
getting out of
there,
here.
so as you look around, there's water all over the floor. There's fish all over the floor. There's crackling of electricity as like some of the lights and stuff have been knocked out.
God.
There's all the green liquid is just mixed with the water now, all on the ground. There's a giant hole in the wall in the back that is definitely not from the rest of the damage. So
I
I'm just
do-
describing the scene as you guys are leaving.
I do want to look back really quick. Is any of the green liquid like going onto the fish at all?
No,
Okay.
no. If anything, it's disappearing down the drain in the floor.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
it seems to have not a mind of its own, but it's not the same makeup of liquid as everything else around it. So it's like moving through the water and just disappearing. Like you can definitely see less green stuff now that the more you look at it, the less there is of it. It seems to be disappearing pretty fast.
All right.
Which
Now
you guys know what he was talking about when he kind of denied you, and you know that there's been stories going around of these monsters that anybody that's witnessed them, people call them crazy. So that's just something you guys would know living here. You guys would probably know that just as a backstory kind of thing. So
Okay.
it was not surprising that he did not believe what you were telling him.
Okay.
So yeah, okay, so you guys leave. You walk out of the store. As you do, you see flashing red and blue lights as a couple of flying motorcycles land around you. The lead one lands, and a very tall person gets off of it, walks towards you, and as they walk towards you, they take off a helmet. It's a woman. She has flowing bright red hair that falls all the way down her back. And she walks up to you, and she walks up to Dave, specifically Dave, and looks at Dave and says, "What happened in there?"
It looks like one of those monsters that have been reported around. It was attacking the fish. It was attacking the restaurant in there.
She looks around outside at all the people that are slowly coming back, and she doesn't roll her eyes, but she kind of doesn't look like she believes you, and she says, she turns back to the other two officers with her, and she says, "Go in there right now and investigate. You three stay here."
Okay.
So she
we were told not to stay.
she looks over at 1337 really quickly, and then looks back at Dave and says, "You should probably get him fixed," and then walks past you guys.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So Ryan has already been explained about the whole thing of people, so most people around him. So
Okay.
yeah, okay, so she disappears inside. Their bikes are sitting there. Do you guys have any actions before she comes back?
I don't
So
think so.
so there's 3 bikes.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm a good kid. I'm a good kid. I'm a good kid.
Do I see Roy twitching?
Yes, you see Roy twitch.
Don't you even think about it, youngster.
But they're so nice, and like I could take parts of them, and I could. Oh,
Trust me, I know how nice the bikes are, but a kid like you should not be messing around with that kind of stuff.
but I've built my own bike, and I could definitely use like new headlights for it.
But you shouldn't take anything off of a police officer's motorcycle.
I mean, I could just take the motorcycle, but I know.
What do
Take
you?
the motorcycle?
What?
I leaned
What are you
down to
guys
Roy.
talking about?
I leaned down to Roy. What are you doing talking about that in front of... What are you doing?
They went inside. It was just a thought.
No,
I'm not gonna do.
not around the police officers about the android that can't keep his mouth shut.
He could just jump on. It'll be fine. Like I know these things could carry a lot of weight. Like he's not even that big. But
I-
it was just a thought. I'm not gonna do it. And besides, Leet's gonna be just fine. Like he understands. Like this is not something he says to anyone. As I look at him,
Just big fucking silly face. Just a big grin across his big fucking rubber silly face.
right, Leet?
Yeah.
So as you guys are finishing the conversation, she comes strolling back out. She walks up to the three of you. She puts her arm up and then hits on her forearm, and a screen pops up. She starts what looks like typing a bunch of stuff onto the screen. She finally looks up at you and says, "Names."
Leeson.
What'd you say?
Larry. That's better.
Larry. What? She looks very official. She's not.
Oh, Larry Rogers.
Larry Rogers. She types it in and she waits a second. She looks up at you, looks back down at her thing, looks back up at you and said, "Wow, you lost a lot of weight."
Well, that's a pretty rude thing to say. I mean, thank you, but
It also says here that you're dead.
silly machines.
I'm gonna need your real name.
Dave Sharp.
Dave Sharp. Science division. Okay. And then she looks over at Leet and goes, "Android designation."
There we go.
Hello.
I'm back.
I am Unit 13-3751520.
She types that in. She goes, "Vocation."
None.
She takes a pause and stares at you for a little bit, and then goes back and writes something. She looks up at Dave and says, "Is this yours?" and points over at Leet.
Yes.
Okay, well, you're going to have to get his vocation updated, she says matter of factly. And then she looks over at Roy and says, "And who are you, young man?"
I just saw something. Like I can't do this right now. I'm sorry, miss, but there was a big like thing in there that was just like part octopus and part bear, like a beartopus or or octorare or whatever you want to call it. It turned into goo. Like
She stops you. Okay, can we just start with your name?
what's your name?
Okay, if you guys don't know who I am deputy of Gantic Control. My name is Ginger Quaidon. Is that good? Now can you tell me your name?
Sorry, I'm just writing that down. Varel. My name is Varel.
Varel. Okay. Roy or Adam or which one are you?
I'm Roy.
Okay. Roy. Okay. Now, can we take it from the top? Can one of you tell me what happened in there? Because you seem to be the only three that were on the scene, and I don't need to tell you that it's a mess in there.
Right, because the bear octopus thing, hybrid or whatever you want to call it, was eating fish. We somehow stopped it, and it turned into goo, and it is now
I
gone.
sliced it.
So one of the other officers comes over and takes off his helmet. He's a skinny, nervous looking guy. And he turns around and looks at Ginger and says, boss, that sure sounds like one of the, and then she, just stares at him, gives him a death stare. She looks back at you guys and says, okay, I have your contact information. I will get in contact with you if we need to ask any more questions. For now, please don't speak of this to anyone. And she turns sharply around and gets back on the motorcycle.
Before she gets back on the bike,
Yep.
Lee turns to her and goes, "Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, Android.
My friend Roy here would like to ride your bike."
She looks bewildered for a second and says, then maybe he should pass the academy. And then she gets back onto the bike and starts it.
I kind of just I put my face in my hands, and I look up in between my fingers at 1337. Really?
You wanted to ride the bike.
Right, but I thought you said that you weren't going to say anything, which
So-
means not talking about it.
So as you guys were having this
Oh.
conversation, the paramedics had arrived, and they had gone inside. And as she gets back into her bike, you see them walking out, and they are holding up the man that ran inside when you guys had gotten there, which I think all of you had forgotten about.
Oh yeah, that's
No,
true.
I had remembered about it, but Lee has no reason to actually give a fuck about the guy yet.
Just saw a monster turn to goo.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Okay. Yeah. So they are supporting him, but he is walking by himself at this point. And he seems pretty rattled. He walks out to the front where you guys are, and he sheaths his sword, and he just looks like he's like out of it. But the paramedics seem to have released him.
Oh, hello, sir. What exactly was that in there that we were fighting?
So he kind of looks at you for a second, and then he reaches in his coat, which is a black like duster that he has on. He pulls out a box, takes a cigarette out, lights the cigarette, takes a couple drags, like just not ignoring you, but he's just like staring at you as he's like having the beginning of a cigarette. And then he says that my friend was what I have come to call a Zweifelhound.
Zweifelhound?
Yes. We cannot talk about this here. I'm assuming that you are the three that dispatched of that thing.
Yes.
He shot it.
And
And he
you,
slashed it.
I was gonna say, and you slashed it to pieces. All I did was stab it.
You stabbed it well.
Okay,
But-
he
You
seems
lost
that
your knife in the process, but
he-
you still did.
he holds his head as he takes another drag of the cigarette, and he says, my head is splitting, obviously. I owe you guys a thank you, and I think I think we need to talk somewhere else. Would you like to follow me back to my place, my base?
Do you have, by any chance, any kind of science equipment or any kind of...
He
Any-
waves his
Wait,
hand. Yeah. I got all the stuff.
All right, okay.
Wait, so we're just gonna go with this guy? We don't even know what his name is. Off of
All right. You are
Like-
right. You are right. What is your name,
Like-
sir?
What is your designation?
He takes another drag of the cigarette and says, the name is Cyrix.
Ah, okay.
This is usually the point where people then tell me their names.
Oh, I'm Dave.
That's a wonderfully benign name, Dave.
Thanks.
What about you, kid?
Uh, they just call me Roy. I mean, my pronouns are "Hey kid" or "You there" is usually what I get. So, whatever floats your boat.
And then he looks at Leet and he goes, "And a security droid. Am I right?"
Security android. My designation is unit.
He goes,
1,
"Yeah.
3.
Yeah. I'm sure you have a long. Do you have something shorter?"
Leet. My friends call me Leet.
Leet.
You
Okay.
could be my friend.
Yeah. That's fine. That works. Friends, whatever. That's fine. Let's get off. And he starts hobbling down the road, in the southern direction.
I'm gonna go to the side of the building and unchain my bike.
I just love every time that you do things like that. It's just a reminder that we just have a teenager. It's like one quarter of Stranger Things, like riding along with.
I am going to play my character exactly how he would be played.
No. I'm not saying that
So-
there's anything wrong with what you're doing. It's just every time you like do one of those actions or say one of those things, like, oh yeah, he's a fucking teenager. Like, we're gonna have to take a lot of liberties of like your parents don't give a shit that you just don't come home.
I am the golden child. I might not get the best grades, but I could do no wrong.
Yeah, but we're not gonna like take pauses to be like Roy goes home for the night or some shit like that. So like,
No, I'll call them later, let them know I'm spending a night at like my friend's house or something. And they'll be like, "Yeah, sweetie, no problem."
okay, I guess that works. Yes, do you follow Cyrix?
Yes.
Okay. So he leads you down the road shortly to a little alley, and in that alley he has this big black futuristic car. Kind of think of like what's his name's Taxi from Fifth Element, but like all black instead of like yellow.
Okay.
Hey, Cyrex, you're not gonna try to say you guys need to get in. I have candy, right?
Kid, get in or don't get in. It's totally up to you. But the way you guys dispatch that thing back there, I think we could really help each other out. So, it's totally up to you.
Do you have a bike rack?
I got a trunk.
I take out my multi-tool and I start disassembling like my tires to make it smaller and compact.
I sigh and I start helping him.
Sirix rolls his eyes and takes out another cigarette and gets into the front seat of the car.
I figured-
Leet stands over the bike. He stands over the bike and he goes, "Would you like help?"
I think we got it. I think we got it.
I mean, if he pulls on it too hard, he might just break everything.
Okay,
No offense
so-
to you, Leek, but you're strong.
So you guys kind of forethought something. So if you had said yes, Leet, please help, I was gonna have Leet roll a help out roll.
Oh God.
And then if it had failed, I would have made your bike go away. So
Oh.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Leet just bends down, folds it in half, and puts it in the truck.
I could definitely say, like, if we went that route, Roy would have cried a little bit and then try to stab you with his pocket knife. All right.
okay,
So once we disassemble the bike and throw it in the trunk.
Get in the car.
Yeah. I look like up in the alleyway, see if there's any like cameras just watching, and I just like, oh God, please don't let them just like kidnap me.
oh my god, I love Roy's like I don't trust any of these fuckers. Okay, you get in the car. He takes off. You guys drive for like 15 minutes. Down more southish. more south. What is this? Southeast? Yeah, I think I put it like right here. Woo, there we go. Yeah, more southeast. And you drive into what seems like a warehouse. In not a bad part of town, not a nice part of town. But you drive into a warehouse. Big door opens. He drives straight into it. Door closes. The lights come on, and you are in basically what has been converted from a warehouse into like a flat kind of. It's like warehouse on the bottom, and then you go up steps, and you can see there's like a bed, like a bed area, like up on top, and there's like some computers, and there's some like lab equipment, and there's this like hold setup going on.
Okay.
So yeah, so you guys are still in the car. You pulled in. Cyrix gets out of the car, and he's still limping. You can still tell he's pretty fucking hurt.
I'm gonna get out of the car and immediately start heading over to the lab equipment.
Okay. Yeah, that's up some steps into the right.
Okay.
I'm taking my bike out of this trunk because I'm not leaving this thing. I have my priorities.
Oh no, I know.
Leet gets out of the car and then walks in and stands very awkwardly just in the middle of the room.
Very,
Just
very
staring
like
at nothing.
very like Data before he learned how to be more human, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think it's very. I mean, at this point, it's more like we have Riker, Data, and Wesley on a away mission.
Yes.
Because I think Travis's Dave has turned more into a Riker than a yeah,
A Geordie?
a Geordie. Yeah, he's more of a
Yeah.
Riker than a Geordie. Okay. Yeah. So Cyrix goes up the stairs. He goes over to a board, and on the board you can see like this big map, basically the map that I'm showing you here that I have in Roll20. And he's got a bunch of places marked off. I have a different version that has some marks off. It doesn't really matter. It's just arbitrary places where other, it's just marks on a map. I'm not going to go any further than that. But he has a map that's up there on the board that's right at the top of the stairs. And he goes up to there and he starts studying some papers on a table.
Okay. I'm gonna take out the vial and try to use the lab equipment to investigate it further.
Okay. I am going to have you roll investigate a mystery, so roll plus sharp.
Okay.
Oh,
10.
wow.
Damn, Dave is good.
Okay. So Dave, as you look around, you notice that there's other vials in this lab equipment that also have that green stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
You also, with a 10, I guess I'll say that you also see there's a couple of cases, glass cases on the other side. One of them is a little cube, and the cube is has something suspended in it, but it's over on a shelf. But it seems to be like a display of things over on the shelf. And there's some other lab equipment that is like boiling away, and there seems to be some other stuff going on. But you definitely see more of that green stuff, and there's more stuff around. So I don't know what kind of test, like what you're trying to investigate here, what you want to know.
I think that I was going the test of like what it is and everything, but it seems like it seems like it would be more interesting it would more catch my attention of the stuff on the shelf and like the thing that's suspended.
Okay. So if you walk over there, you pick up the cube. It has some kind of suspension gel, and within that suspension gel, seems to be like a torn off part of like a paw. But the paw seems to be like raccoonish or something like that, but it also has scales on it.
Oh, okay. So it's definitely one of these things.
Yeah, and it seems to be suspended in something.
Okay. Interesting. I'm going to try to pocket that.
Okay. um
Or at least have it with me. Like maybe not entirely sneaking it, but at least like have it with me so I can ask questions about it to our friend.
so you're just gonna straight up pocket it, or are you gonna hold it and go ask him questions about it? Because like, are you trying to steal it, or I'm trying to figure out what your motivation is, like what you're actually doing.
I will hold it and go ask him questions about it.
Okay.
I won't try to steal it. I don't feel like that.
Because if you're trying to steal it, I was like, I was trying to think, like, I didn't say he was really paying so much attention to you because you're in like a different section. So I don't know if I would need you to roll something on that, but it's still kind of a dick move. But it's whatever. That's fine. That's your character. Okay, yeah. So he's still over at the top of the stairs at like the desk and stuff. There's like a landing and there's a whole area at the top of the stairs. And he's still over there studying some papers on the desk. Almost like he kind of forgot that you guys were there.
I'm gonna go up to Leet and be like, "Come on, Leet, let's go talk to Cyrus and see what's going on."
Leet?
Okay.
I was like, did Leet shut down for the night? Like, okay. Yeah, so I guess Dave would get to Cyrix first. Cyrix knows him walking over. He looks up and he goes, sorry, I was just trying to put my notes from this newest happening. And then he looks up in the map, and he takes a marker and he crosses off an X that of where there was a circle where you guys just were. There was a circle drawn, and he crossed off an X there. And as you notice, there's about 10 other circles with X's through them in varying different colors all throughout the map.
Okay. What is going on? What is going on here?
Cyrix collapses into a chair and holds his head, and he takes out another cigarette. But he had literally just finished his last one. He took out another one. And as you look around, you notice there's crushed up boxes of cigarettes all over the place. So he takes out another one, and he lights it, and he says, how far down the rabbit hole do you guys want to go?
Oh.
Excuse me, sir. The rabbit went extinct 538 years ago.
He rubs his temples even more, and he goes, damn androids. And he says, not a literal rabbit hole, but if I tell you this stuff, then you guys will be bound to this organization, to continue on what I'm doing.
A new vocation?
Yes, android, a new vocation.
Seems like
I accept.
No explanation. The android is like, I'm looking for work. Whatever work.
Literally.
So I guess the robot's in, but do we have to? Like, can we just hear about it and then just not? Like, I don't know if I want, like, this extra responsibility. Like, I really want to be a cop, and I don't, like, I guess I would see it out in the force, but...
He looks up really quickly and he says, Roy, The fact that you showed up at that scene and you didn't run means that you're made of something bigger than the rest of the world. So trust me when I tell you that this is your calling.
Do we get like matching tattoos or something? Like,
Jesus.
I could be down for that.
I think I would be down for that too, honestly.
Cyrix has the first smile that you've seen on his face since you meet him, and he looks around and he goes, "I think I've got a tattoo machine around here somewhere."
Okay, let's not get too hasty now.
He laughs and he goes, "Well, the kid was asking for a tattoo. If he wants a tattoo, I mean, I'm not his dad. I'll give him a fucking tattoo."
I'm sure his parents would not like that though.
I mean, I'm of age, I can make my own decisions, and besides, my parents trust me.
Okay, we're getting off topic. Would you all like to know what is going on, at least from the knowledge that I have, and become a hunter that as I am?
Yeah, sure. I'm not doing anything this weekend.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so
Yeah, sure. We're all losers, not doing much of anything. Let's do it. Fuck it.
So he turns around and he takes the papers that are on his desk, and he kind of like shuffles them and puts them down again, and he points to the map and he says, I don't know if you've noticed my little map here, but over the last 3 months, we've had increasing activity of the biotech variety. This is something that's gone on for a long time that I've been fighting most of my life. But there's been increased activity over the last 3 months in this city of these monsters that appear. And they seem to be hybrids, duos of 2 creatures that have almost been welded or melded together. And these creatures appear, and depending, they all have different things, have different things that they're trying to do, but they just cause general chaos. And it's extremely difficult because as soon as they are defeated, they disappear. As I assume you guys saw it tonight. As soon as they're defeated, they disappear. So there's no evidence left behind. There's camera evidence, but the camera evidence control. So you guys know. Sorry, I didn't explain this before. You guys, I'm sure you picked up on the clues that I put down. Control is police. It's called Control, but Control is police. It's the military, like the military state kind of this city. Control controls all of police, all of the, they're the authority in the city. So he says Control denies everything. Anybody that tries to speak out and say that these things are real, they say they are not. As much evidence as they have, I'm sure it's something to do with not wanting to cause panic, but they don't help, and they will do nothing about it. But I am a 7th generation hunter of paranormal, and I came to the city a couple months ago. I came to the city almost a year ago because I felt the presence of evil here, and these monsters started popping up like once a month, and now over the last 3 months we've had, and he points at the board and you can see the I think I had 12. You can see there's 12 attacks in the last 3 months. He said it's steadily increasing. So whatever is causing these monsters to attack and these monsters to come into being is ramping up whatever plan it has. So I need help. I need help getting rid of this evil and getting to the bottom of this mystery and figuring out what's causing this and stopping it before the whole city is torn apart.
All right.
So what I'm picking up is we're going to be vigilantes who work in the dark because the cops are controlling these things. Got it.
Well, I didn't say the cops are controlling them. I was I
But
was
if
saying
they,
that they deny their existence to not cause chaos.
which also means they're probably the ones that created them in the first place, because governments and everything, you know how that goes.
I mean, you can draw your own conclusion. I have not found any evidence so far to support that, but yeah, that's the whole deal. So that was what attacked you. I called them Zweifhounds. It's just old German, leftover German that just means duo beast. Just stupid. I know, but whatever. But that's what I personally call them. Yeah, every time they attack, it's a different beast. It's always something different. But it's always seems like it's two creatures that have been glued together almost. And they're always much larger than their original counterparts. And sometimes they're things that have, like the android pointed out, they're things that have been extinct for a long time, and they just show up. I've never seen a rabbit. That would be interesting, but that's what I'm saying. These beasts show up and they're like melded together, and they attack and they cause chaos and they just general mayhem. So, would you consider joining my hunter guild and helping to track down and get rid of these beasts once and for all?
Yeah, sounds pretty great. How
Uh,
about some people?
So
He he nods and says, "Okay, well that's great. I'm gonna go lay down now." And
I'll
he
accept this vocation.
he turns around, he looks at David and he goes, "Can you make that vocation permanent for the android, please?" And then he gets up and he has a very hard time stumbling to bed.
I
Excuse
go
me.
and I go and offer my hand to help him. Here, let me give you a hand.
Okay. He lays down and seems to fall asleep right away. And there you are. Now you're in the base. He's just explained to you what he knows is going on. He has all the evidence that he's collected so far, and there you go. And Cyrix is asleep, so you guys have full reign of his base.
Okay.
Do I see a outlet that I can recharge and heal my body?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. There's definitely outlets in here.
So, from what he was explaining, does he have something to track the monsters, or does he get like a sense of the monsters?
He basically said that he gets a sense of the monsters. He So there's something that I forgot to add before I made him go to sleep. So I'm gonna retcon this now. He turned around and he showed you an amulet that he was wearing. And the amulet, he says, is tuned into the material that they're made out of. And it basically goes off like a homing beacon and lets
Okay.
him know when there is one. And he can kind of use it as like a GPS, like a blink, 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 like to let him know like where it is.
I want to use one of my abilities then of and I want to build a machine,
Yep.
right? Where's the thing for that?
All right, mixed success on doing that. The only reason I hit the second one was because it wasn't coming up. I didn't realize what wasn't coming up, and I figured it out. So it's just a mixed success on the top. So
Okay. What does mixed success say under repair?
recharge on a 7 to 9, heal 2 harm.
Okay, so heal 2 hard. I think you took 3, so you're only
Right.
down 1. So
Yeah. So basically, he goes over to a large power socket in the wall, and he like snakes out from his hand a
Aw.
I was gonna say he stands next to the wall and it just comes out.
Oh, you know you want it to be his dick.
Yeah.
He fucks the outlet and he gets repaired.
Yeah, he just plugs himself in. He just plugs himself in, and you hear like a sighing, like robotic noise coming from him, and he just kind of stares at the wall, and you just see like light like flashing just underneath his skin, especially in the front where it's repairing his chest, and he just stands like that for a little while.
Okay. What else is that everyone else doing?
Where is my build machine thing? I forgot where that was. I know I saw it, right? I have the thing that I can build.
What are you talking about in your character sheet?
Yeah, I thought I had like the build a machine thing, and then there was a bunch of stuff to do for it.
Let's see. Science. You mean engineering?
Maybe, but that's need to quickly fix or break something. Which is now I want to build a machine.
Did you select that as one of your playbook moves?
I don't think it is one of my playbook moves.
It's one of the ones you selected. It should be the red box should be highlighted in red.
Yeah. Well, engineering is specifically for fixing or breaking a gadget.
Yeah.
I want to make a gadget. I thought I noticed. I thought there was something as far as that with the action scientist. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I see science.
Yeah.
Yeah, you chose engineering, and do you choose the second one?
I
don't
don't think I
think
get
you-
a second one.
Yeah, it says.
I'll pick two of these. Oh, I do get a second one. I just
Yeah,
didn't
you
know
got a second one. I mean, you have refactoring.
You take
You
Nice,
two
nice.
devices and rebuild them together.
Okay. I don't know, because I wanted to basically use the goo and stuff to make a device that does the same thing as the amulet that I can wear.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of difficult.
Would that be a refactoring kind of thing of
I
like?
guess you would have to tell me the components that you find that would allow you to do that, and then I can use I can allow you to use refactoring to do that.
I was gonna take like a watch. I was gonna take some of the goo and like configure some sort of like detector out of the watch and everything, so the watch points towards where the goo might be.
So instead,
like
do you
the
want a
amulet does.
compass?
Yeah, a goo compass, a goompus,
A Goompus.
a goompus.
um. So, trying to think. Ryan, how does luck work here?
When you use luck, it gives you an automatic 12 roll of 12,
Yeah.
which is an advanced success. However, every single playbook has its own drawback to that. For example, my playbook's drawback to me using luck, which is called the luck special, is when you spend a luck, your animating force will soon malfunction briefly. So,
Yeah. So what I'm gonna say is, if you want to do something like that, then I'm gonna need you to spend a luck, roll. I don't even know what to roll. I almost feel like I want you to.
Under pressure.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's probably the best. Act under pressure, use one of your luck, and then your luck special will take care of that because it's going to make a gadget or machine near you will do something weird. So I'm gonna say if you use a luck and roll act under pressure and make that a 12, then with that luck, you can make the watch do something weird and have it like GPS track the goo. Does that make sense?
Yeah. When you look, someone gets your machine. Yeah.
So that's how I'll rule that if that's what you want to do.
Okay. I am probably gonna say no to that. I'm not gonna take that risk right now.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna try to find out what other one of these I want to get instead.
Okay. So Mr. Android is charging Roy. You've kind of taken. So Cirrus kind of made you take like an oath or whatever. So you are kind of like in this Hunters Guild now. I'm gonna say if you're. Let's say it's summertime, just so school doesn't get in the way, so we don't have to deal with like the weirdness of I gotta go to school now, like or something like that.
I figured I would have just graduated high school.
Okay, I like that. So you can hang around here. Is there something that you want to do? Well, Dave, are. So I'm supposed to be addressing you guys by your characters to make it seem more. So, is there something Roy would like to do? Well, Dave is playing with his goo. There we go. I like that word.
While he's tinkering with himself.
Well, the android just fucked the wall, and Dave is playing with his goo. So, what would the teenager like to do?
Yes.
So, other than tinkering with my bike, I think I'm just going to, I guess, look around this flat to see if I could find like his extra weapons or maybe like books on things that he has written or about like these creatures. So I'm looking for multiple different things for like helping myself to be able to help him.
Okay. I'm gonna say roll me plus sharp.
Plus sharp.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you're still kind of looking into what sort of creature is it, what happened here, that kind of stuff that he wasn't able to tell you before he went to bed.
3 plus 4 is 7 plus 1 is 8. 8.
Okay, so mixed success. Yeah, you find his paperwork. He has some pictures that he drew of other creatures. The problem is that his handwriting is really bad, so it's really hard to understand a lot of the stuff that he wrote down.
Is it in like cursive? Because I would have no idea what that is.
Yeah, he just writes it. He just writes it a way that not to like intentionally make it hard to read, but like it's just hard to read his handwriting. So you're looking at these papers and you're like, there's information here, but I don't fucking know what information it is.
I can't decipher it. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Do the pictures tell me anything about like the creatures that he's seen, like what they're mix of?
Yeah, so you see a couple things there. You see what was one of the ones that I had. I'll just give you one of them because I don't want to give away any of the other ones that I have planned. But one of the ones you see seems to be it's like a monkey that has like hooves and like a tail, and he drew stripes on it, and in really bad handwriting, he wrote the word zonkey.
Donkey. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Um,
So we are about time, so we can. You guys have been recruited. You're in the base. We can do the final wrap up thing to end this session, because now you guys are going to be moving into the actual investigation. This is more of a setup of what's going on and stuff. So now you're going to be moving into the more of the moving out of looking for things and dealing with these things when they show up and all of that kind of stuff.
moving out of my parents' house. Got it.
So I will say that there are other places to sleep for Dave and Roy. This seems to be a warehouse that was made as a base with the intention of other people being there. So there are other separate areas to sleep. Dave, there is a bed over near the lab if you would like to take that. And
Oh, yeah.
Roy, there's one downstairs near where like the cars in the workshop downstairs is. And 1337 it has the wall that he likes. So
He really loves
Yep.
that wall.
okay, so you guys wake up in the morning, and you guys are up and around.
Roy wakes up with Leet standing over him.
Oh my god. Is his plug back in?
Yeah,
Aw.
yeah.
Okay, so before we get to the end, I'm gonna ask you guys have woken up in the morning. What do you do? And depending on your actions, is how we're gonna end here.
I would figure we go ask this dude what exactly is going on.
Okay,
Cyrix.
Yeah.
okay, so
Well, what we should do next.
okay, so he's still upstairs in bed.
I try to wake him up.
Say it again.
I try to wake him up.
Okay, so you're like shaking him.
Yeah, I'm like,
Bad idea.
Hey, dude. Hey.
Yeah, he doesn't wake up.
Oh, he's dead?
I don't know, is he?
I try to pick him up out of the bed.
Just check his fucking pulse.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this motherfucker's dead.
He's dead?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah,
Which-
no, his injuries. So if you pick up his jacket and his shirt, like his entire body is like bruised. Like he had a lot of like internal bleeding. Yeah, so he told you what he could.
I take that amulet.
Yeah, I kind of figured you were. That's why in my head I was like he's trying to make this fucking thing and I'm about to just hand it to him. Like,
We could have saved his life.
well, that was the other thing. I was like I'm describing that he's having a really hard time walking to bed, and then Steve's like, I'm gonna help him and I'm gonna put him to bed. Like he's not gonna ask like, are you okay?
I'm also a kid, man. Like, I care, but again, I'm a
thought he was just
teenager.
having a hard time.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too.
I mean this is what it means when you guys kind of shape the story. Like you guys could have saved his life, I guess, but
Yeah, but cool amulet.
cool amulet. Oh, this dude that we've known for like an hour. Yeah.
Wait.
Okay. So you're the dude that brought you on as hunters. You guys are now all three hunters yourself. You have all of his data. It's still there. Like you all have all of his data. You have all of his evidence. You have the amulet that tells you when these things show up. So But yeah, no, he succumbed to his injuries. So yeah, no, that motherfucker's dead.
Okay.
Fuck. I
Uh,
knew I should have asked.
is his sword still around? He had a sword, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's next to the bed.
I pick up his sword and I go over to Roy. I'm like, so next time you don't have to just use a pocket knife. You should take his sword.
You want me to take a dead man's weapon as I take it from him?
Yeah, so I will allow that. What I will say, Roy, is where is your thing?
So instead of like nunchucks Or-
Yeah, so
or
instead
the
of
sledgehammer fire axe?
yeah, so I'm gonna say that instead of your baseball bat, you have the sword, and for now it still does the same 2 harm that your baseball
Okay.
bat did. So you're basically gonna treat it like a baseball bat. You're not trained in the sword, so you're gonna swing it around like a baseball bat.
That makes sense.
So you know, it's not gonna do any
I-
more harm than the baseball bat does, but it is cooler for this 18-year-old to be swinging a sword around like.
I'm okay with that.
It's also way more anime.
Well, yeah, this is also true, and I'm pretty
Oh, can it be a katana?
Oh yeah, no, it is. It's totally a katana. I totally was
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
give like old Japanese mentor vibes to this dude. So yeah,
Okay.
it's
If we-
also
if we
very
let him
anime.
live.
It's also very anime for the mentor dude to die like right at the beginning too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So that was our first session of this game. So yeah, that was Roy, Unit 1337, and Dave. They are now hunters. They have been made aware of these wife hounds or the duo beasts, however they want to call them, that are ravaging the city. And their job is to stop the beasts that attack and find out the overarching cause of these beasts attacking, and figure out what's going on. So whatever, anime ending music. Yeah, but thank you for listening. We'll be back with more with this campaign. If you guys enjoyed it, then we'll be back and we'll continue it. And yeah, we'll see where this all leads. Like I said, I have a world built. I have a bunch of characters. I have a bunch of monsters built. And I have an overall bad guy kind of thing. And I know like the map of what's going on in the background that you guys have to figure out. So that's how we're going to play it. And we're going to see how long it takes for you guys to find out the badness and stop it for good.
Spoiler alert,
Yeah.
it's the woman cop. Got it.
I mean, you guys investigate and you guys figure out what's going on. There's a lot of characters that you guys still haven't met that I have written in my sheet. So you've met a woman cop, a guy cop, and you've met a little bald dude that screamed at you. So
She has a name. It's Ginger. I see
Yes.
what you're trying to do there, and you're trying to make it so we don't think it's her. It's her. I got it.
sure, Steve. I don't think you asked
Conspiracy.
I don't think you asked for the name of the guy cop either. The nervous looking
No.
guy cop. So
No,
no,
I didn't get a chance
Yeah, no.
because Leet decided to be like, "Hey, by the way."
I feel like this is an issue that you're gonna have with Lee a lot. So
Perfect.
yeah, you
Yep.
guys are gonna have to figure out how to work together and all that kind of stuff. So but yeah, if you are watching, thank you for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe so you can see our videos, know what we're doing next, and catch another episode of Hereditary Robotics, which is what we're calling this little arc we're doing. Yeah, that was us. Thank you for enjoying. Happy gaming. I don't know if happy gaming. Oh, I guess this is a game. So have fun
Happy
gaming out there.
role-playing.
Still, yeah, have fun role playing out there because this isn't really a game. Usually, I've been trying to say have fun gaming out there, but yeah, have fun role playing out there. Bye.
You ruined it. I needed to do like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Jeez.